When I was very, very young, I was obsessed with being married and wanted to be married. I think my fame has been like a major factor in not finding a decent man for years, because certainly it puts men off me. Well, this is the garden we got married in. Looks very different now to what it looked on the day, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
I was dating a guy and who is one of Matt's best friends. And while I was on a date with this guy, he introduced me to Matt. And basically I just shook his hand, said hello, and that was it. It was literally just a hello, handshake and a hello. And the guy I was on a date with, who had introduced us, said, oh, that boy went out with Jordan. And I just thought, oh, what an idiot. That was it. Just didn't even cross my mind to give him a second glance. And of course I was on a date with his friend, but that's never stopped me before. The very next day he flew to Japan. And I then started filming this show for MTV, whereby I decided I wanted to go and find the one, if he existed. One night I was sitting on the internet, just messing around, and went on this kind of social networking site and saw that Matt was online. I said, hello, how are you? And we started chatting online. Well, this went on for a few weeks, where whenever we were both online at the same time, we'd have a little chat on Instant Messenger. And then weeks and weeks went on of this. I was then way into the filming of my show, To Find a Husband. Well, Matt suddenly turns around and says, when I get back from Japan, can I take you out? We had a big, massive stage here, didn't we? We got married in front of this willow tree. Let's be honest here. My agent had signed a contract with MTV that stated I had to get married in September. I had two choices. I could pull out of the whole thing, or I could find the one. I had to tell Matt and be honest with him, look, I'm going to be married by the time you get home from Japan, you know, you're lovely, you're very good looking, and up until then I wouldn't have given him the time of day, being who he'd been out with, but I'd kind of got over that and was talking to him, you know, on a nice, friendly level. And he said to me, well, how can I stop you getting married to somebody else? And I said, well, you only have one option, and that is to fly home and audition yourself and come and marry me yourself. And he was like, I'm 24 years old, I don't want to get married. And I said, well, that's your only choice. You know, that's it, that's the way it is, I'm afraid. And anyway, he gave it some thought. We didn't speak for a while. I didn't think he was going to come. And lo and behold, he turned up, and his words to me were, I'm not going to stand by and watch you marry somebody else. Then, of course, the Sunday morning came. That was the big, massive wedding, and that was the same as, I guess, any other huge, traditional, beautiful wedding. It was just amazing. I mean, I was fully relaxed come that morning, and Matt was with all his ushers. He'd stayed at our house the night before, so he was with all his ushers. They were all having a laugh. And I was just with all my bridesmaids and my mum, and we were all having our hair and makeup done, and we were being pampered, and we had about 3 different makeup artists here. We had about 6 different hairdressers, and they were all just pampering all of the girls, which was amazing. And then the ceremony took place at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, outside in a marquee. I made all the guests wear black and white, and I obviously wore red. And Matt had no clue that I was going to wear a red dress.
I was waiting to see when you were going to be there, because they kept us waiting for ages, didn't they, the bloody film crew? So I was waiting for a white dress to come past it. It was even that late on in the day. I still didn't realise until you literally walked through that gate, and it just blew me away.
It's been about 3-4 weeks since the cameras have stopped rolling on us. It's not been long at all. And those 3-4 weeks have been lovely without the cameras. But what I would say is that we still don't know each other properly. We are still getting to know each other. We now have all of the catching up to do that normal couples have. They would have 2, 3, 4 years of getting to know each other. Normally, under normal circumstances, we haven't had any of that. We are now going to do that starting from now. So all I can tell you is it feels right. I love him, he loves me, I want to be with him, he wants to be with me. I feel like I've done the right thing, he feels like he's done the right thing. It's been the most stress we've ever known in our lives. We've had argument after argument after argument. I've had arguments with the film crew, with MTV, with this one, that one. Nothing but arguments for 6 months. But all I can tell you is my intuition is it's right and it feels right, and I love him, and I'm going to make it work.